Okay, so this is going to be the IkLegs and reverse foot setup tutorial. And this is important for characters that need to be able to walk. IK is very useful anytime a child's joint is in contact with the ground, and so it should not move even though its parent joints are rotating. Okay, you'll have to take your time and think about that maybe, but this will have some obvious application here in just a second. Now, in the joint placement tutorial, I told you to make sure that your legs are perfectly straight from the point of view that your knee is facing. Okay? And so mine are, so this is going to be real easy for me. And if yours are not, or if your legs have rotation on them, these joints have rotation on them, which they should not. I told you how to do it without creating rotations. Then it's going to be a nightmare. So to create IK, you can go to the skeleton menu. Go to the skeleton menu, IK handle tools, option box. And first thing we want is the current solver. We need to change that to rotate plane solver. Okay, and then we're going to click on the hip and then the ankle. And that's going to create this little line and the circle at the top with the white arrow in it, white triangle. And that white triangle should point in the exact same direction as your knee. So mine's lined up for the foot, so I know I did good. Okay. Now, if I press Y, that'll bring back my IK handle tool. I'm going to change this to a single chain solver instead. And I'm going to click on the ankle this time, and then the ball of the foot. I'm going to press Y. I'm going to click on the ball of the foot, and then the toe. Now, what all these do is if I move this, you can see how it bends the knee for me. And all I'm doing is just moving it. I'm not rotating anything. So that can be really handy. Now, to get the reverse foot action and make the foot be stable as you're walking, all we have to do is add a control to these IK handles. But first, I'm going to go ahead and rename these to ankle underscore IK handle. Ball underscore, actually I should call it left side, L IK handle, and toe underscore L underscore handle, and then you go back and add that underscore L to my okay. So that's all it takes to do your IK if your joints are set up correctly. Okay? If not, then you can spend the next 2 weeks working on just getting the IK to work. And it probably never will until your joints are placed correctly. So, hope that's enough emphasis on joint placement. Should I say joint placement one more time? Okay, so let's create a control. And I'm just going to use a NURBS circle. I'm going to turn on NURBS curves. These are the curves I use for my shoelaces, so just ignore. Let me hide those for now. Okay, so those are hidden. Okay, so I'm going to reshape this circle so that it looks like a foot. It's nice for my animator. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is position this. I'm probably going to, actually, let me snap it to the ankle. Probably the best thing to do. Okay, and then I'll move it straight down to be in line with the foot. Okay, now I'm going to switch to component mode. Go to control points. And I need to shift these all over the place. So I guess you're just watching me sculpt the controller, but let me undo. I'm actually undo this rotation. Okay, just like that. I'm making it overly complicated, just so you know. Okay, that's good enough. Actually, go back to component mode and move this into place now. Okay, so there's my foot control. Now if I come over here, my hypergraph, and I grab all these IK handles I created and middle mouse drag them to this controller, which I'm going to rename right now to foot underscore L underscore anim, because I intend to animate with this one. Now I can turn off the visibility of all these IK handles by pressing Control H. Now as I move, forgot it's not skinned yet. I was expecting the geometry to move. Let me just hide that for now. So now as I move that foot, the foot part stays stationary. That's good. But imagine the character's foot was on the ground. I put it back, and it was to slide back. It starts to peel off the ground. Okay? So that's pretty handy. You get it for free because you did your IK handles set up. And you kind of get a toe point. It kind of points with the toe when you stretch it too far away. Okay? So that's not a complete reverse foot setup, but it's close. So we need to add a few points to this so that we can make it work more predictably. Now, if your feet aren't going to show much in your animation, then this is probably as far as you really need to take this. But if feet are an important part of the animation, then you're going to want to keep on following along. So I'm going to delete history on the control real quick. Okay, so I need to turn on I need to create some controllers. So I'm going to create locators. Actually, not controllers. I meant to say locators. I'm going to create some locators, and I'm going to snap these at different locations. So I'm going to hold down V, snap that there. I'm going to press Control D to create a new one. You go ahead and group these so you can see what I'm doing. So I got two in the exact same location. I need to snap that one to the foot. Control D. I need to leave two right here at the foot. So I'm going to duplicate it a third time. And so I've got two right here. And I've got one here at the toe. And I got one at the back. Now this toe one and this back one, they need to be, well, this is where I get in trouble because you can actually add a whole lot more than this. Let me decide which ones are most purposeful. Let's do this. We're going to turn back on the polygons, and I need to move this controller or this locator so that it's at the very front edge of the shoe. And the more precise, the better. I'm just kind of picky maybe, but okay. And then we got this back one. Let's see, do we care? We want it on the foot. Yeah, let's just leave that one there. Okay, so I need to do some renaming. Call this the ankle underscore L underscore loc. I'm going to copy that so I don't have to retype that part. And this is the ball back. Paste. Ball forward. And toe. And yes, you have to do this manually for each foot. Just in case I forget to say that later. Okay, so now I've got these different locators in different locations. I'm going to parent all these locators to my foot anim. I can delete that group. Now, because each of these locators is in its own space, if you go to, I'll rebuild the graph real quick so these will update. So these are my locators, and these are my IK handles. Now, if I parent these IK handles to the appropriate locator, then I can make them move based off the space that they're in, based off of their parent's space. Okay, so for instance, if I put the ankle, well, let's say I grab all three of them and I put them under the toe. And then I grab this toe and rotate it, then now my character is going to raise his foot up. He's kind of a ballet dancer. Okay. And if I put all these under the ankle, and I select the ankle, now I can twist the foot. Or I could rock it. Okay. Now, I just realized I mistypoed ankle. So I can build a little hierarchy out of these, and I can get a lot of really fancy animation out of it. So the first thing that I want is I'm going to put all of these under the toe. Okay. Now, if I put the ball forward under the toe also, and then I move the toe IK to the ball, now I can move just the toe, and he can tap just his toes, right? Okay, so that's kind of handy. If I move this other ball back locator to the toe loc, and I parent these other two handles to it, now I can rotate just the back of the foot. And now I've got more of a roll action, like if my character's taking a step or is rocking forward on his feet. Okay. And then if I parent this toe to the ankle, I can do I can move all of it. Okay. But I still have the toe locator that I can make him a ballet dancer if I want. Okay. Now, you You may decide that it's more purposeful for you to parent both the balls to the ankle and then the ankle to the toe. I'm just middle mouse clicking these to rearrange them. Okay. And in fact, that probably would be more useful. You may decide to move this ankle. I'm kind of thinking I'm deciding to. You may decide to move this ankle. First, I'm going to unparent the balls. And I'm going to move this ankle locator to the back of the foot here. Now I can reparent both of these to the ankle. Now when I select the ankle group or locator and rotate it, I can have her rock her foot back on the back of her heel. So you can create any number of these groups and get all kinds of really awesome behavior. I guess just for kicks, since I'm kind of having fun. I'm going to grab one of these ball controllers, and I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to delete the IK handle that belongs to it, duplicate it one more time, parent one to the other, parent both of those to the foot control, and then I'm going to change this to a lean in, and this one's going to be a lean out. And I will admit, these are very abstract concepts at first. Oh, press the wrong key. Okay, so I can move this, lean in to the edge of the foot here, kind of move it up, and so it's along the edge of the geometry. I'm going to grab this lean out, I can do the same thing, but on the outside of the foot. Okay, now if I grab the toe locator and parent it to the lean out, now, forget how messy this looks. Let me hide all these. You can't see them, but they're still going to work. So I grab the lean in locator and rotate it. Now she can rock her foot to the inside. And so obviously you wouldn't want this to ever go negative if she's standing on flat ground anyway. And then I could do the same thing with the outside one. I could lean her foot to the outside if she was standing on the outside of her foot. Okay, so anyway, that's IK legs and reverse foot setup. Now this isn't very user-friendly for an animator, but you may want to stop here because this is a beginning class. But I'll show you real quick how to create set-driven keys to make this very user-friendly. Okay, but that'll be on the next tutorial.